Well, hello, this is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields, and this is Monday in the Studio.
Yes, please subscribe to our channel and let everyone else know that we are out here. And then also click
You,
on
you
that
didn't sing.
notification
You didn't
bell.
sing the song.
But I do that at the end.
Oh,
Monday in the studio. How come I can't introduce myself?
because
You always
it's
go Tom and Heather. Like I'm right here. Like Tom and then you could continue. Do you know what I mean?
no, that doesn't work for me.
Don't watch them. I'm talking to you. Like what? I'm here.
Hi,
Um,
Becky. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Becky. Hi,
Hi,
Steve.
Tony. Congratulations, Tony, on the barbecue comps. And
I hear you got first place in ribs.
yeah, I think it was his first day. He got
Mm-hmm.
first place in ribs, and 10th or 12th in chicken, or was it 8th in chicken? I could look on my phone, but I'm too damn lazy.
Oh, so
Okay. What
we
tonight's
have we have
drink?
a very busy night here
Yeah, we have
tonight.
a
So
busy night. I have
yeah,
just
I know.
lemonade.
Arnold Palmer. I'm so boring. Please, someone recommend a better drink.
We're working on some music after this, so that's why I'm not having an official drink tonight.
Because we have,
I
he
might
has to be
actually have I
sane,
might have to concentrate on something.
centered, completely
Play an
sane,
instrument.
centered.
So we don't want to
Absolutely.
talk too much up front. What happened this week though? You
Okay.
came back, obviously.
I came back.
You came
Yeah, I
back
came back. And yeah.
what day did you come back? Oh, it
Hmm.
was Monday, but it was really late when you came back.
Monday, I came back. Yeah. I drove actually that day from outside of someplace in Ohio, and then I went to Cleveland to get my mom, and then or drop her off, and then I had lunch real quick in Cleveland, and that's Shirley and Dave. I stopped real quick for some soup, and then head right back to Chicago.
Well,
So that was like a 9-hour drive day.
that's
Yeah,
a long day.
yeah.
That's why she wasn't here with us on Mitts last week. Hopefully you enjoyed the video
Mm-hmm.
because we have another one tonight.
Ooh, I can't wait.
This one's longer, so we won't talk too much. We want to jump right into that.
But
Um,
this week in
what
the
what
studio,
happened in the
well,
last week since last
yeah,
Monday?
so we had Christopher in the studio, or
No,
Christian,
Christian.
Christian Allen Hansen in the studio, recording a brand new song.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Dan Asio in. Did we also have practice too?
And we had
Oh
practice.
my gosh, we did so many things in
Christian,
the
Dan,
studio.
and the band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Christian, Dan, and the band.
yeah.
Yeah, so we had a really busy week, and then did we do something else? No, I think that was about it.
Yep.
But yeah, so we've got a couple things going on, but we'll talk about them after because I think we want to get right into the video,
Yeah, we
right?
want to get into the video.
It's
As you recall from last week's video, it was all about the wall, you know,
mhm,
um,
the wall,
the wall,
the
not the one in
wall.
Texas, but the one here in
Oh my
Schaumburg,
gosh, everyone should
right?
know
And
about this wall.
I know they should.
Ugh,
It's cost $1 million
I know.
per foot,
Yeah.
and I've completed 9 feet of
I'm
cross,
just
9.5
impressed
feet.
at how much work you can get done when I'm out of town.
It's the only way I
How
can
come
get
we
any
can't
work
get
done. I
this
have to
kind
send
of
you away so I can
how
get work
come
done.
how we need to kind of like, keep that going. Do you know what I mean? That sense of intensity.
Mm.
No. Okay.
It was pretty brutal, but you will see because the second day I worked alone,
Mhm.
and so we're on the second day. But a big right now, just I want to shout out to my brothers
Mhm.
because they helped me on the first day of the
Mhm.
build, and that was a great deal of help.
So
You know,
Rob and
sometimes
John, right?
Rob and John,
Mhm.
sometimes it's just for moral support.
Yeah.
Somebody saying, we could do this, and
Yep.
help me go get the wood and stuff like that. And so
We
that
should
was a
have your brothers on here sometime to just get the real low down scoop on what kind of child you were growing up.
And without further ado, we will jump into The Wall 2, and we'll be right
It's
back.
exciting. The
Okay,
Wall 2.
The Wall 2. So here we are on day number 2, and I think it's coming along pretty good. Let me show you where we're at. Right now, I had to cut down a frame. We made a frame, and I didn't realize that it was really the wrong size. because the center panel isn't going to be as wide as the rest. Every other one is 2 foot wide. The middle one is only 17.5. So here's where we're at. We've got our panels in here and working on another panel. Then we'll put a panel up here along the top. But, you know, nothing ever comes easy, you know. Don't have the right length of material because they didn't have enough. So trying to sew things together to make it all work. You know, I'll have it all set and it'll look great and it'll work great. That's the most important thing. So, back at it. I had to shorten up these pieces. Glue them back together again. So, now I can start working on the muslin to cover up the fabric or the fibers of the insulation. Working on that next. Okay, muslin has been stapled onto the back. It's just as simple as that. It's inexpensive material. Probably could put another staple in here. But it's just going to keep in the insulation fibers. That's its only purpose. Just measured out the green. There's going to be one thin green panel that's going to be in the design. So I've just cut it. Now I need to iron it, and then I can start building it. But ironing is first. There we go. Okay, I got a lot of puckering, you know, like through the center. I don't know. Hopefully I can pull that out when I'm wrapping it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but see what I can do. But that's the green, and I got to cut insulation now, which is really horrible. There's nothing good about cutting rigid fiberglass, but I'll be back. Okay, so fiberglass is cut to the size of that extra panel. All the excess is in there. Getting ready to put it together. As soon as I figure out what I'm going to do about this puckering on the center. Okay, little update. As you can see, puckering is gone. How did I do it? Just a spray bottle of water. Just mist the whole thing. Stretch it. You know, fortunately I've got a very large table, and I'm able to put little clamps on it. And then I just hit it with the iron, and it's all stretched out evenly then. And so it's all good to go. I can start assembling. Okay, it's all stacked up. As you see, we've got the material. We've got the plastic corner bead. We've got the layers of insulation. We got our frame that's covered in muslin. And I'm ready to wrap. Well, here is the final results. What do you think? I got to do a little bit of dusting and a few cables left, and I got a cloud up above the table, the desk. It's almost back to normal. I can tell you, I am beat. The panels went pretty well. I'm glad I decided to save the 2 brown panels that were in before, even though they were 2 inches less thick than I wanted, but it was still worth it because that saved me another half a day to do those 2, and I couldn't find the fabric anyway, so it came out fine. And now I ended up with 2 extra panels that aren't used anymore. Kind of smaller ones that I'll put to use somewhere else. Not sure where, but I will do that. That's it. That's a wrap. That was it's 4:47 on Sunday, and that's what we got. Next week I will do some testing and find out if it actually cured the problems that I put it in for. That'll be interesting. All right, more later. Okay, so here we are in the studio after getting the new panels, and there they are. So now it's time to load some software in. I bought something different. I bought Arc Studio. It's an IK Media multimedia thing. We'll see how it works. It looks a little bit like this. It's a box, and right now I am going to online to register it, and then I can register. Then I can download the software, and then I can start working on the calibration. More later. Okay, so after a little bit of extra time, I have got the software downloaded. It was kind of odd. You had to install this whole suite of stuff. And it's not just the thing that you wanted. You can't download it separately. You got to set up an account, and then you got to download their whole installer. And I didn't understand it at first, so it took me a couple minutes. But basically, that's what we're looking at. This is the little box and the calibration microphone. And so I got to see what they want me to do. Okay. Now they want me to go and set up the microphone at ear level, which I have. It's right at ear level. And put it into the position that it's going to be at, where my ears would be normally. And I think that's basically where I'm at. I'll put some tape on the floor so I get it in the right place each time, because I think you got to make like 20-something measurements. Piece of blue tape right underneath the stand. So now what's next? Okay, I want you to play some test tones, which I just did. I'll show you again. It's going to get a level set here. So that's good. Okay, they want me to do 21 different measurements. So we'll see how this goes. I'll hopefully I can mark the floor where everything's supposed to go, and it'll be all good. I'll be back. So I've marked the floor in all their locations, and up here at the edges. So hopefully that'll cover our 7 positions that I need. So here we go. First position is 6 inches lower than your ears. Here we go. Now to move it. At the second position. Third position. fourth position. Fifth position. Sorry for this being really jumpy. Okay, that's one level. I've got to go through 3 levels. So I'll be back when I get done with all 3 levels. Okay, that part's done. And now they want me to select my speaker. So what's closest to my speaker? Beats me. I'll page around. I selected these even though it's not even close. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe that one? Maybe that one. We'll go with that. Okay, and let's call this. I'm gonna name it LYD 48 Sweep 1. Seems as good a name as any. Hit save. Done. Quit. Out. New. Not sure. What if we hit quit? Now I've got to see how to load it actually into the box. So that's the next thing. So I figured I should probably run ARC4. That's probably what I need to do, but is install firmware. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so it did the firmware update, and now it's asking for the rest of the stuff. So I think it's probably asking on the measurement. I'll grab LYD 48 sweep. So what does that tell us? That tells us that we're still what does that really tell us? I'd say it tells me compared to our previous SonarWorks, I think right here this 40, it was a 40 dB, or I mean 40 hertz huge bump is now no longer a bump. So I think we should be able to get pretty darn close on this thing with the new fiberglass panels. Let me pull up SonarWorks and we'll see what that one looks like in comparison. Okay, so let's get rid of the let's get rid of target. Let's just show before. As you can see, if this is my 0 line, before I had this giant bump at 40 hertz. I no longer have any bump at 40 hertz now with the new insulation. And comparatively, I don't know that I didn't gain anything with our 100 hertz. That dip at 100 hertz is still there. But this dip, a 6 dB dip right there at, what is that? 200, 300, 400. A dip at 400. What do we got here? 400. It's a little less. So I got a couple dB out of that. So who knows? Maybe this works. We'll have to see. Okay, so we're up for another day of messing around. Earlier this morning, I did some sweep tests with SonarWorks, and it came out okay, about what I expected, but I wanted a little bit more low end. I did a tweak, a customization of the EQ curve that had a little bit more of what I wanted, but I still wanted to get the lowest octave, right at around 20 to 30 hertz. I wanted to get something more. So I made a change on the settings on the speakers on the LYD 48s to get that extra octave of sub. And I ran it. It sounds really good. Somebody gave me an idea how I can make this ARC Studio box maybe work without all the distortion. So I'm going to now rewire out to the speakers. So I'm going to put it after the controller going to the speakers, which means I need to label this mess of cords so that I can rewire it. More on that in a bit. So I got it wired up. There's the box there. Goes into my big bundle of cables back there. I'm on the first layer of the testing again. Okay, finished with it, saved it, and this is what it looks like now. I added, with the speakers, I added this boost in here to get down on, below 30 hertz. That's 25. I'm cutting off at 25. That's like 3 dB down. And so, I still have this big dip at around 100, which is the biggest issue, other than this one. But I'll try to correct those just a little bit. Otherwise, it's about time to hear it and see what we think. Okay, it worked. Surprisingly, it worked out really well, actually. Putting the box after my monitor controller solved the problem of it clipping. One of my favorite albums, CO4. Impeccable recording. I always use that to see what my mixes sound like. So it's pretty cool. So I think I'm going to let this go for a couple days and see what I think. And we'll make a decision later in the week. But other than that, the new wall, the studio, the new front wall has worked out great. Of course, my LYD 48 Dynaudio monitors are rocking. I hate using subwoofers, so adding that extra octave in, I don't think I need to use a subwoofer unless I'm starting to do EDM, but so far nobody's asked me to do EDM. So I think that's it for now, and we'll wrap this up. Bye. Well, wasn't that interesting, kids? I early on I said that I had 2 extra panels.
Yeah.
I actually don't anymore, because one of them is like back there, a big brown one, and then there's another red one over on the side. So I found places for all those, and it's pretty cool. And as you saw, we got some LEDs around one of the clouds up above us, so it's pretty cool. And we could change the colors of it and stuff like that. It doesn't do anything besides look cool, but sometimes looking cool is better than being cool.
Yeah, it's actually fun. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to touch that, am I? You're not going to let me, because
You just did.
I know right now they look a little orange.
Why? I made them orange because that would be more of skin tone kind of thing.
I see. So yeah, so there's a lot. You're going to see more video of when things are online, that there's some colors in the room. It's very my son's bedroom.
Well, it's fun.
Because it is fun. It's really fun. So you got some color in here now. It feels alive. I feel like
Yeah.
it feels alive, and the panels that you can't. It's looked very colorish when you had them like a camera
Yeah,
pointed
but
this way,
right now they just look black.
but there's no lights on them. So if you're looking at that front wall, it has this lovely kind of like warm feeling to it.
Almost feels like there's like a
So
black curtain across the wall.
yeah,
Um,
it does,
but
and it's really nice. It's really nice.
after that video was done, I spent all of last week as well doing more sweep tests.
Because you added
because I added that,
that.
and I added another one over on the side, and it actually cleaned up a few more things.
Yeah.
So right now the room, the mixing position sounds better than it's ever sounded.
Mm-hmm. Can you do just do a quick, like, what's a hertz? Because I think most people think of hertz like rent a car.
Hertz is a measure of frequency.
It's HZ.
HZ.
And it's
a measure. HERTZ.
Right. Right.
And that is a measurement of frequency. Human hearing goes from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz.
Right.
When you are like 5.
Right.
The older,
as you get older,
the older you get, the more you start losing that top octave.
mm-hmm.
1 octave is 20,000 to 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So over your years of being alive, it slowly starts going down.
Yeah.
By the time in your 60s, if you can hear 15K or even 14K in your 60s, you're doing really good.
Okay.
I swear there are some mixers that are famous, like Chris Lord-Alge.
Mm-hmm.
He puts so much 8K in his mixes that I think that he's actually lost all his hearing above a certain frequency, and he thinks that's treble now.
Mm-hmm.
Where 8K is it's the high end, but it's not in the upper octave.
Mm-hmm.
But he puts so much of that in his mix. I think that half the mixers are deaf. That's why they're very bright now.
Mm-hmm.
Just my thought.
How's your hearing?
What?
And what's a dB? Give us a quick
dB
lowdown.
is a measurement of loudness.
Okay.
It's a loudness measurement, and that we could go into like a week-long thing about the difference between different types of decibels, which is a dB,
mm-hmm.
and the different measuring systems that they have for that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
no, that's good. It's
just
good
knowing that
6
dB is a doubling of the perceived volume.
Okay.
So if I turn something up 6 dB, it's twice as loud as it was.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. See, I'm always out for you. All of you who do not know this, because I spent years trying to figure this out, and I think it's good to know it.
Are you saying you figured it out now?
Only because you just told me.
Okay.
No, I knew that, but it's kind of people just how everyone has acronyms for things,
mm-hmm.
right? So it's like dB, you're like, oh, how cool, but really it's a common measurement. For right?
us scientists, yes, we understand.
For scientists,
capital. All right, so we got to wrap this up here.
Yeah.
So what else is going on?
Yeah. So on Saturday, the 6th of April, we're going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan, at the Stray. If you have friends that are in Michigan, please go ahead.
Please send them to the show.
Go ahead and send them the link to the tickets. It's $13 prior, $15 at the door. And we are one of 3 bands that are there. So we'd love it if you would show up. That would be amazing.
And we are headlining.
But if not, we'd love for you to recommend this show to your friends and family in Michigan area.
Yeah. And then the week after, we are at
the Bunker Live. And that's local. So local Chicagoland. And,
but it's going to be live streamed. If you look up the Bunker Live on YouTube, you'll see that they already have a page for us. And I believe on our website, I also put the link to it.
Yep.
So if you go to shadowfields.com, you can see the link to it, and then you can watch it live. It's going to be actually live.
Yes. And we're practicing like crazy, trying to make sure that these shows are just top notch. So
yeah, be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And then we've got many more shows coming up. Roselle Fest,
Roselle Fest and the
Scottish Highlanders Fest,
the
which,
Scottish Festival and Highland Games.
yeah, I am picking out my kilt. The McCowan colors are green and black with just a little bit of faded yellow, and I think there's like one stripe of orange in it. So I shall have my kilt, and
That is such a lie. You will never wear a kilt. You won't.
That could be a dare. I think I might be up for a dare.
They wanted to know why we were Scottish, and I was like, because
well,
McCowan, the singer is
was
Scottish.
MacEwan,
MacEwan,
which originated from Scotland, and then they moved from Scotland. My family moved from Scotland to Belfast, and
but we are going to be doing a couple of Scottish songs. So if you're local, we'd love to have you with us, and that's going to be in the June timeframe.
Yep.
So it'll be fun. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. We're so glad that you're able to join us. And yes, Becky, I think it is quite the dare. And if it's yellow, I guess I get to wear yellow this time. That'll be fun. So please do like and follow us here on YouTube. And we are Monday in the studio. And it's really only because you are liking and subscribing to our channel that we get paid, or that we get any kind of anything from YouTube. So please do subscribe to our channel.
Yeah. And next week we have a special guest in the studio.
Someone whose music is going to go live.
It goes live on April Fool's Day, and he is kind of the musical jester.
That's right. So we're gonna play it during tomorrow.
Yes, we will
on Monday. So good night, everybody. Right. Sleep well, and we'll talk to you next Monday night when we have a special guest in the studio.
Thanks for hanging out with us.